Action.
Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Ake Mata that pushes word of truth and the sincerity. Here we are, another week out there on the highways and the byways to push this truth. Tell you that, hey, the society is crumbling. The morale of society is at an all-time low. You got women seeing babies on the highway walking, which is a trap, and they stop to pull over, they should let it get kidnapped. So you got a lot of wickedness going on in the society, man. That happened in Atlanta. I don't know if you heard about it. That happened in Atlanta. It's all over the internet, you know. But anyways, we out here to tell you the downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Before you get there, get Psalms 75, verse 5. Because, hey, the Lord puts up who he wants to be rooted in this kingdom, man. This is the Lord's kingdom. This is the Lord's movement. It's his chessboard of how he wants things moved and maneuvered. Yeah, bro.
Psalm 75 and 5. Lift not up your horn on high.
Lift not your horn on high. Now the horn represents power. Lift not your power up on high, man. Because Esau is doing that in this day and age we living in now, man. His power, he got his horn, his power up on high, man, with a point whereas he feel that he can't get taken down.
Yeah. Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck.
That's what these devils do. They speak with a stiff neck. They speak proudly, man. They speak proudly against the Most High and against the Most High's anointed, you know?
All right. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
Look at the ancient Assyrians. They got absorbed by the Babylonians, who was also Assyrians. The ancient Assyrian Empire was absorbed by the Babylonian Empire, but guess what? Nebuchadnezzar was considered Nebuchadnezzar the Assyrian. He was not a Babylonian. He was this. They absorbed, the Babylonians absorbed the kingdom of the Assyrians. They became one.
Assyrians going into Babylon.
And then you had the Medo-Persian Empire take down the Assyrians, man, which was the Elamites, the Darheads, man. And then you had the Greeks take down the Assyrian Empire, man. The Most High was using that chessboard, setting up one and bringing down another. And now the fourth beast that was prophesied in the book of Daniel by the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, which was broken down by Daniel, was the Roman Empire. That beast was wounded, and guess what? That wound was healed, and now we're in the last leg of the Roman Empire, man. We're in the toes of the Roman Empire. Showing that the Most High sets up one and put down another. So I said that to say this devil's empire is crumbling. So we're gonna go to the priest that I got and asked the brothers to bring out.
Isaiah 40 and 1. Comfort ye my people, save your power.
And that's what we're doing with these scriptures, man. Comforting those that's seeking comfort, that's seeking for answers, man. These scriptures comfort a man, you know what I mean? Hey, I remember when my father died 4 years ago, you know, the only thing that comforted me was the brotherhood and these scriptures, man. I had the comfort of the brotherhood and these scriptures, man. First and foremost, the scriptures and the brotherhood was right there to back me up, to help me and comfort me, man, through the times I was going through. So that's why I know these scriptures are a comfort unto a man that's seeking the Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh shot, man. Because you're going to know why you going through what you're going through. What the hell? Why are we at the bottom? Why are women not totally against us? Because we under the curse of the sword to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 on down, man. Yeah, bro.
Says, speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished.
And our warfare is accomplished because we see the Lord is building up Israel. Pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 30, the 37th chapter, the Lord is building up Israel, and they stand upon their feet. The valley of dry bones, which represents the sons of Israel, coming back, and that breath is being breathed in them is this truth, man. They stand upon their feet, and they had no breath in them because you had the Black Panther movement, you had all these other movements that didn't serve nothing other than hardship. Getting dogs sicked on them, water cannons blown on them. But once the breath of life came up in them, which is the spirit of truth, with Yahweh Shai, then it was protection, the hedge around the men that was teaching this word, and no harm came upon them. You know? Yeah, bro.
Says, for she hath received, it's like it, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
Slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, the trail of tears. You had the breaking up the families. Esau were coming, and you know what? New Year's was not a great day for you Negroes, especially Native Americans that was enslaved, because every year of the turn of the year, they would sell off family members to different plantations, man. So Jake dreaded the New Year coming in, man. So you out here celebrating New Year's and New Year's Eve. That was a horrific time for our people, man. Because they were sold off to slavery to different plantations, man, breaking up the family. Then you had these sex these sex slaves, I'm saying sex plantations, man, where they was grooming sex slaves, you know what I'm saying, to make them into homosexuals or to breed them. The term motherfucker came from when a man would have sex with his mother. And that's what Esau was doing, the wickedness of Esau. Yeah, bro.
Real quick, because it says, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. That word there for double really goes back to the Hebrew word to fold. Ancient world, if a man was heavy laden in debt, that debt would be plastered in front of the city gates. A rich man could come, fold it, and pardon all the debts away. So, when it's saying, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double, meaning, the Lord has seen the sins and transgressions of Israel, folded it, now we are pardoned away from that debt of sin.
That's right. The elect, only the elect, but the two
all Israel. All Israel is going to be saved.
Yeah, because all Israel going to be saved, but on this side, right, it's only dealing with the elect.
Right.
On this side, because as the priest said, the elder said, all Israel going to be saved. But on this side, the Lord's only dealing with his elect. And the 2/3 is going to come back through his elect, men that make it out of this hellhole that we living in right now, man. Yeah, boy, you got more?
It says, that's it.
That was it?
On the voice of him that cried in the wilderness?
You bring that up to me.
Verse 3, the voice of him that cried in the wilderness.
Which was Abba Biblis, a.k.a. going back, if you believe in reincarnation, that's going back to John the Baptist. The voice of him that cried in the wilderness. The wilderness is what we living in right now. Going reincarnated back, that Elijah the prophet, say not Elijah, John the Baptist, and then Elder Abba Biblis, man.
Former and latter rain.
That's right. If you can receive it, you can't receive it, oh well, that's on you. But we pushing this truth, we know. Reincarnation exists. Yeah, bro.
It says, the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Prepare ye the way of the Lord. That's what John the Baptist did. That's what Elijah the prophet did. That's what Abba Biblis did, man. Preparing the way of the Lord, man.
Make straight in the desert a highway for our power.
Make straight the desert. Make straight in the desert the highway of our power, man. Meaning, hey, make everything this is the position of difficulty for our power, and we coming in and we have to go through certain things, because when you go through
no, that's this straight right here is straight. S-T-R-A-I-T.
Okay.
It's thinking about S-T-R-A-I-T.
Okay, slap
straight. This is the right way.
What it say?
It says, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our power.
Make straight the desert and the highway for our power, meaning the right way to go, man, the right path to go down to, man. You know, sloppy, bro. I don't know. You know? You got more?
It says, every valley shall be exalted, and every...
That was it.
That's all. This is Jude 1 and 5. I will therefore put you on remembrance though ye once knew this, how that
We all knew this, man. Why? Because hey, the Lord is bringing this out. Education means to draw out. You know what I'm saying? So we bringing out what we once knew in the ancient world. That's why you know that reincarnation exists. We once knew these precepts, these breakdowns. We once knew our power. So the Lord is bringing back those who we want, who's a part of the so-called hopeful elect, to edify the people, man. Educare means to draw out. Education, educare means to draw out. Yeah, bro.
all right. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not.
Hey, man, during the time of the wilderness, man, you had 2/3 that was broken up against Moses, Corey, Abraham, and what's his other name? Dathan, Corey, and Abraham.
Something like that.
They was broken up against Moses in the wilderness. And guess what? The Most High opened up a hole in the ground and swallowed them and their family up. And great fear came upon the men that feared the Lord, man. Because you had a lot of opposition against Moses, man. Because you got men was jealous of what Moses and the relationship that Moses and Yahweh had with Moses, man. At the time, Yahweh was dealing with Moses. Yahweh was the angel of death that came during the time of the Passover that killed off all the Egyptians, man.
It was Korah, Dathan,
And Abraham.
Abraham.
Yeah, they was broken up against Moses. Guess what? Them and their families got swallowed up. The Most High opened up the ground and swallowed them up. And great fear came upon the men that feared the Lord. But guess what? The Lord had that whole generation die off. Even Moses didn't make it in the promised land. The only two people that made it was Joshua and Caleb. You know? Yeah, bro.
So, I'm not reading.
Yeah, bro.
Revelation 11 and 8.
I thought you were still reading.
All right, Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
And they dead bodies represent being in a spiritually dead state, man. Not physically dead, spiritually dead. And that great city represents America. You know, which is Sodom and Egypt. We see what's going on right now. Hey, man, you got so much demonic activities happening. You got these demonic books being written by these alphabet community people, and they pushing that shit in the school system, man. You know, you gotta be a fucking demonic entity to push transgenderism on a fucking 2-year-old or 3-year-old, man. Saying they got the right to fucking choose what gender they got, man. That's fucking madness. But guess what? That's the society these fucking devils got going on, man. You know? Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
And they dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is their dead bodies. They spiritually dead, not physically dead. They walking around, but they spiritually dead. They call themselves African Americans. They call themselves Muslims. They worshiping Buddha. They worshiping Ashtoreth. They worshiping all these different false deities other than worshiping the true living power, which is Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shah.
Good precept.
Yeah, bro.
Ephesians 2:1. And you hath He quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
And you have He quickened. That word quicken means to make alive, man. Which was dead in trespass and sins, man. Now we no longer dead. We have been quickened with this word, man. If we continue in the faith, we have been quickened. That's why these words are comforting unto the sons of Israel. These words are comforting, man. Once you understand the true nature of Yahweh, why Yahweh say that He controls both sides and He controls everything in the society, you are confident under that. You serve Him with truth and sincerity, it's gonna be good. It's gonna go well with you. Somebody get Psalms 143 verse 9 real quick.
I get that since he's reading on.
Right, Psalms 143 verse 9.
The book of Psalms.
Because, hey, man, once you serve the Lord in truth and sincerity, it's going to go well with you, man. He's going to protect you. Yeah, bro.
Psalms 143:9. Deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies.
Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. Who are the enemies of the Lord and of the the Israelites, man, starting with Judah on down to Issachar, Esau, Edom. Psalms 83rd chapter tells you that who's the enemies of the Lord, man. You know, who's the enemies of the Lord, who's the enemies of Israel. Did he get read, bro?
It says, deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. I flee on thee to hide. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my power. Thy spirit is good. Lead me into the land of uprightness.
Teach me to do thy will. Coming out here on the highways and the byways, doing that which is right in the eyes of the Most High, observing the laws, statutes, and commandments. Teach me to do thy will, O Lord, man. What's the will of the Lord, man? Doing that which is right in his eyes, man. Observing the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability in the land of our captivity, man. You got to understand that, yeah, bro.
Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake, for thy righteousness' sake, my soul out of trouble.
There's that word quickening, man. Meaning make me. That quicken means to make alive. How you be made alive through the breath of this truth, man, through the knowledge of this wisdom and understanding of this truth. You know? That's how you be quickened. Read it again, bro, Bobby Bishop.
Psalms 143 and 11. Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake, for thy righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble.
For thy righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. What's coming? Jacob's trouble. Pursuant to Jeremiah 30 and 7, 2nd Ezra 16, 15th and the 16th chapter, Daniel 12 is 1. So tribulation is coming. Anguish and pain is coming, man. So we ask the Lord to deliver us from out of that wickedness, man. Deliver us out of that trouble, man. It's more. The last verse of it.
It says, and of thy mercy cut off mine enemies.
And of thy mercy cut off my enemies. Who are my enemies? Who are our enemies, man? Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations, man. Pursuant to Psalm the 83rd chapter, man. The main ones that are our enemies is Esau, Edom, then the Ishmaelites, who you niggas love to praise. Meanwhile, your women is sucking and fucking them in the back while you out there hustling. And then you got Moab selling you poison in the hood, man. Those are the three names those are the three nations they named first in Psalm the 83rd chapter. Esau, Edom, Ishmael, and Moab, man. The three main adversaries of the Israelites, man. Then you got the rest of the nations. You got more?
It says, and destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant.
And destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am their servant. How did all these nations afflict our soul? Every nation had their hand in the captivity of Israel, man. Every nation had their hand in afflicting the sons of Israel by the way of servitude, hardcore bondage. Every nation had their hand in afflicting us, man. You can't get around it. This madness coming by. Turn that shit down, man. There you go. Turn it down. Yeah, you got more? You got some back out? Yeah, man, because you know, these devils, the empire is circling the drain, they know that. And they fear what they see, what's happening throughout America, man. Throughout Europe. Because you got camps everywhere, man. And they see it. And they know that it tells you that when this gospel is preached about the four corners of the earth, then the time of the end is coming, man. Roughly paraphrasing it, and we see that. And so do these devils, man. They read the scriptures. They understand the scriptures, man. They know what's going on.
Psalms 75 and 8. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup.
For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, man. That cup of adversity, the cup of slavery, the cup of adversity, man. The cup of dread, the cup of pestilence, the cup of destruction. Read.
For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
Who is the wicked of the earth? Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nation is following behind them. Even 2/3 of you Negroes and Spanish Native Americans, they're going to drink the dregs of the cup of the wrath of the wine of the Most High's destruction, man. It's going to come by the way of double nuclear destruction and concentrated fire from them chapters. You know?
But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the Most High of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted.
All the horns of the wicked, the Lord's going to cut down. But the horns of the righteous, which are the Israelites, the Most High is going to exalt the horns, man. And that's how we're going to take the king, man.
I had a precept again for the dead bodies. This is John 5 and 25. Yahweh Shai speaking. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Man, the Son of the Most High, and they that hear shall live.
How are the dead going to hear the Son of the Most High's words? Through his prophets. Yahweh Shai been back in the scroll over 2,000 years ago. So he's not going to come back down and speak to them. He's going to speak to them through the mouth of his prophets, man. His words, man. Read it again so we can sink into the edge, to their heads.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 5, verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you.
That word verily means truly, truly I say unto you.
The hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of the Most High.
The men that's spiritually dead shall hear the voice of the Son of the Most High, which is Yahweh Shai. His words through the mouth of his prophets. And they're going to rise up and they're going to come back until they're going to convert and they're going to be healed, man. They're going to hear the word of the Most High and see what's going on and convert and be healed, man. And the Lord going to deliver his elect.
Says, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of the Most High, and they that hear shall live.
And they that hear shall live, man. Live for eternity, because, you know, once you get to see the word of the Most High and you get beamed up, and if you're a part of the elect and you get beamed up, you're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye, and you're gonna have the Lord's statutes and commandments in your inward heart, say in your heart, which is your mind, and you're gonna be changed, man. See, that's what happens, man. But these words are the hell for us to comfort us, man. And the Lord will break you down, but He'll have men build you back up, and you be comforted at the end the same, man. You know?
John chapter 10, verse 27. It says, my sheep hear my voice.
The Lord's sheep, which is his men, hear his voice, man. Which is the voice of the Lord, his prophets, man. Speaking that 100% truth. Started with the apostles. We're not going to hear somebody preaching some bullshit, some wayward doctrine, man. That here it is, you got certain groups, certain camps that they're saying that the men that Negroes and Judah, Benjamin, Levi, they come over here on slave ships. They came over as indigenous servants, man. Shit is madness, man. Shit is fucking madness. Yeah, brother.
I know down in Texas they've been rewriting the history in the history books, so they're putting that in history books saying that Jake basically came over here as indentured servants, because they're saying that teaching the real history, what is it? It's basically, it's too harsh for the Edomite kids to learn the history of their ancestors. So it's like a whole thing with the Board of Education down there, where they just slowly.
You also have this Israelite teaching that slave ships never existed.
Never existed, but you got all kind of slave ships out there on display in these different museums, man. Represent Great Britain, represent Argentina, represent America, represent Newport, Rhode Island, man. And that's what book of the slaves came from, Newport, Rhode Island.
So how the fuck did it get here? If it wasn't slave, if it wasn't cargo ships, all over here, like, how the fuck did it get here?
How does place prosper that fast?
And you gotta understand something, man.
Right.
These niggas took a bag, man. I ain't gonna call you rough. You niggas took a bag, man. You're sold out, man. You're trying to disrupt the prophecies of the Most High. You're trying to rearrange everything to suit Esau.
They might be bootleg.
Hey, who knows, man? You can't trust none of these niggas. If you start teaching away with doctrine, hey, we're gonna look at you sideways, man. So we're gonna question your doctrine, we're gonna rebuke you, and we're gonna correct you. If you still don't get right, we're gonna cast you up as a heathen.
How we get to Egypt again with ships? Deuteronomy 28.
And by the way, when Jake walked to Egypt, man, during the time of the ancient time, during the time of Joseph, Jake walked to Egypt, man. It's not talking about that old ancient Egypt. It's talking about a new Egypt where they came up by the way of ships, man.
This is where the Lord was crucified spiritually, like not physically, you know, when they exiled his image. Right?
Yeah, spiritually. Not physically, spiritually. He was crucified, man. So where you getting this from, man?
Mark, Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions.
That word mark, when you go into the Greek, it's called scopeo. To watch these motherfuckers, man. That's causing division, man. Scope them out. Scope them out and then rebuke them and bring out the true edification of what they're trying to distort, man. Hey, man, you can't take that nigga seriously. Most I got a special death for you, nigga. And I don't feel saying, listen, man, I don't love you, I don't know you, and I don't want to know you, man. Fuck you. You teaching our children, you teaching our people, falsehood, man. And you got these bug outs that come on the comic board that agree with you, man. Saying that we come from another planet. That Esau's a reptilian.
Oh, them the niggas that teach that?
Yeah.
Come from another planet?
Yeah, come from another planet. Then that Esau's a reptilian. Meanwhile, you people too dumb to realize that Jacob and Esau came out of Rebecca, out of Isaac loins.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, bro? The elder Menatazan, he sent me that show. He said, Jake's Israelites come from another. I didn't even watch it. I'm like, is this fucking absurd now that niggas are saying that we come from another planet?
Yeah, bro, man, you gotta listen. You gotta listen.
I'm like, man, I'm not even watching.
Dr. York Ben's preaching that madness, and he had a book, it's God and Extraterrestrial. So
That's
this
why.
ain't nothing new.
That's why. No. That's why Dr. York is doing 150 years in prison. The most I got rid of that demon, man. If he was a true prophet of the Lord, why he's doing 150 years in prison? Why he was brought up on child molestation charges, man, raping all that rest of that shit. Come on, man. Come on. Let's go, bro. Let's bring it out.
Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And that's an offense. You saying that we didn't come over on cargo slaves. How the fuck we get over here then?
We came from other planets, bro. You can't get it?
No, I can't get that right there. We came from other planets, man.
Why we can't go back?
Hey, man.
Word, I ain't get away from this.
Exactly, man. It's madness, man. It's hell, man. And you Negroes and Spanish-native Americans, you're gonna learn, man. Listen, these different groups are stumbling blocks put up. That's why King David said what he said, man, about let their welfare be,
Let their table be made of sin.
let their table be made a snare. This table is this truth, man. Let the table be made a snare to them. What the 2/3, man. You're not going to get it. The Most High have you blind to pursue the Isaiah 6 and 9 to the destruction come, man.
Yeah, so I don't know what scripture they broke down to make it.
It was mad. They ain't bringing no script. They was just bringing out
saying
man.
that
They were just bringing
shut
out
up.
madness, bro.
Well, that's the thing, though. They like King David said, this book is like a nice banquet, but when they biting that chicken, that shit's poison. So a lot of these guys, they open up this book to their own condemnation.
I was actually watching the video on my way to camp. The elder out there in South Carolina, he was doing a show, and they took the scripture where it talks about the when a man dies, his flesh goes back to the ground, but his spirit goes upward. So they took that line upward and said, you see, we go upward, meaning we're from a different planet. And this is like, shit makes no sense.
Yo, bro. For a person that don't know, that truly don't know the scriptures, they can take it. That's why the Lord set up stumbling blocks for those who He don't want. And hey, man, this is the Lord's movie, so who am I to say anything, man? If the Lord set up a stumbling block for a certain nigga to run across that video and get taken by that fucking Slav, wicked philosophy that this nigga is spewing out of his pie hole, hey, the Most High wanted you to get caught up in that, man.
2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
And that's that group. What's that group? HOI, whatever the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's dumb. Whatever group that was spewing that madness out of their pie holes, the Most High brought you strong delusion. You believe in a lie, man. That's just madness, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, nigga.
That proves you can't be watching all these camps, man. You can't be watching every camp.
You can't camp hop, man.
You can't camp hop because as you can clearly see, you got camps talking about we're gonna go to another planet and shit, and shit don't exist. So
Shapeshifters,
shapeshifters, reptilians. When the scriptures tell you one flesh, reptilians. All right. Look,
Yeah,
if you
bro.
in the world, you come up with me, I'll you're ignorant. But how you call yourself an Israelite knowing this Bible? You talking about reptilians? Like that's
Where's
that
the-
David played out bullshit.
Where's there any reptilians mentioned in the scriptures, man?
Why they not showing themselves?
And they bring out, it's like they bring out the sons of men.
Oh, I get you. The reptilians breeding, and that's them. That's them.
That's the fallen angels, man. The fallen angels are the Israelites that now held their first estate. That came down in these chains, man, which is these bodies, bro.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't be in all of those studying all that stuff. It's different if you studied all that shit when you was in the world, right? When you was figuring things out. But that's other than that, when you come into when the Lord bring you in the truth, it's not wise to be going through all of that and you get trapped up, man.
Once you come in this, once you seeking out, all right, when you in the world, you first learning the truth, all kind of shit, because you're gonna get all kind of information. It's up to you if the Lord is dealing with you to sift out what's bullshit and what's actual facts, man. If you don't have the discernment, then the Most High's not dealing with you, man. That's the Holy Spirit, man.
1 Corinthians 14:33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
The Most High's not the author of confusion. You got confusion here with the book of the Kiva niggas or the book of the dead or reptilians or the planet Narubu or whatever the case may be. That's confusion, man. It's only one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. It's not, and all these other books is bullshit, man. All this other bullshit faith. You got the Christians worshiping Serapis, aka Cesare Borgia. That's all bullshit. You got the Easter Bunny and Ashtoreth. You have all these different philosophies. Buddha. You have the Muslims. All these different philosophies that's not worth shit. It's bullshit, man. The Lord is not the author of confusion, man. It's one truth. It's the truth, man. That's it, man. The Lord, that's what the commandments of the Lord. The Lord says the commandments of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, man. That's it, man.
I got something. This is Revelation 22, verses 18 and 19. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
And you got a lot of these jakes out here adding on to the word of the Most High. That's why you're going to receive all the plagues that's written in this book, man. And more plagues that's not written in this book, the Most High's going to add on to you, man, to fuck you up, man. And you deserve death. Yeah, we're going to slap up.
Sorry. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life.
And how do you take away words from the book saying that we didn't come over here in cargo slave ships, which is clearly written in Deuteronomy, the 28th and the 68th chapter, man. It's clearly written, man. But you're going to take away because you got demons on you, man. You took that bad. And that's why the Most High going to fuck you up, man. The Most High going to victimize your fucking nigga ass, man. Got more?
Yeah, there's a little bit more. And out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book.
You take it out of the holy city, the things written in this book saying that it was prophesied that the sons of men were going to come over here and cargo slave ships, man. You totally going off, man. That's why the Most High going to fuck you up, man. The Most High going to victimize your fucking nigga ass, man. Yeah, bro.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
Some shall depart from the faith. You got a lot of camps out here departing from the faith, man. HOI, they spewing their madness, man. Saying that, saying that, hey, that that the sons of men, the sons of the Most High, the sons of the righteous, they come over here on cargo slave ship to serve punishment, man, which is totally off, man. It's documented in history, man.
Prophecy, brother.
It's prophecy, and not only is it prophecy, but it's documented in history, man. How much more you need, man? That's why Esau Edom is trying to take it out of the record books, man. This is prophesied in history. It's prophecy, and it's also etched in stone in history. So what the fuck are you talking about, homeboy?
And one thing, this place is a corporation in a business. So all of that is books. They
Right.
couldn't fuck up you can't cook the books on certain things.
Right.
You got it.
So what the hell are you talking about, man?
It says 1 Timothy 4 verse 1, it says, now the Spirit speaker expressly, that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits.
Giving heed to seducing spirits. Some have departed from the faith, man. You niggas have departed from the faith. You got the spirit of the motherfucking devil on you, man.
Oh, there we go. And doctrines of devils.
Bring it up. Read it again, bro.
It says, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
You got the fucking spirit of the devil on you, man. You speaking these fucking wayward doctrines, deceiving the people, man. You ain't gonna deceive who the Most High don't want, man. The deceived and the deceiver are his. What's that, Job 14 and 14? The deceiver, which is you, bitch ass motherfuckers, and the deceived are the Most Highs, man. So the Most High uses you to deceive people that he don't want, man. And guess what? The Most High gonna turn around and judge you. Right along with the people, the misfits he don't want, man. That's how the Lord deals, man.
It says, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy, man. Having their conscience seared in the hot iron, man. But you know you teaching wayward doctrines. You sold out, man. So your conscience is sealed with that hot iron, man. In the back of your mind, you know you teaching a bugged out doctrine that Esau told you to teach, man. To deceive the people. But in the back of your mind, you know what you're doing is fucked up, man. That's when your conscience is sealed with that hot iron, man. But you want to pay. What it says in Job 20 and 4, that the triumph of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. You ain't nothing but a hypocrite, nigga. So receive your joy and have fun. Because the joy of a hypocrite is but for a moment, nigga. You came over here as indigenous servants, meaning come over here and cargo slave ships, man. You a fucking crackpot, man. He sold out, man. That's when you see a man with gray hairs on his beard, man. That don't mean he's wise, man. The Most High need an angel to slap the shit out of his bitch ass, man. She get you fucking mad, man. Yeah, bro.
He said, Matthew chapter 7 verse 15, it says, beware of false prophets.
Beware of false prophets. That nigga's a false prophet that's pushing that agenda that we didn't come over here in cargo slave ships. How the fuck we get over here, nigga? Tell me. Show me something, man. Well, we just came over here. How the Most High came over. How we got over here? We just telepathed over here. All of us. How we got over here?
It's a transition.
Niggas, they got a lot to pay for, man. The Most High gonna fuck you up. I hope the Most High victimize you and your family, man.
So wait, Esau made up all them slave movies and all of that? That's what they did?
So the slave ship, Jesus and all the rest of them slave ships don't exist? You saying that, show me one slave ship. We can show you multiple slave ships on these museums, man. So the slave ship Jesus don't exist? Huh? That's what you trying to tell me, nigga? Huh? That's what you trying to tell me, you fucking legitimate?
So we had a choice, so then we should have a seat in the UN and we shouldn't be in our situation right now.
I don't respect you, nigga. That's why I'm calling you a degenerate. I'm calling you a fucking base man. I'm calling you out of your fucking name because I don't respect you. Because you teaching a wayward doctrine and the Most High going to deal with your bitch ass and he's going to victimize you. Let's bring up more scriptures, man.
It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Beware of false prophets that come to you in sheep clothing. They got the best, good looking garments on. They appear to be a man of the Lord. They got the beard. They got the head, they got the bed, they got the Bible. They appear to be men of the Lord, but they're wavering wolves, man, in sheep's clothing. They're hirelings. Now you got General Yohana talking about he's going to Scotland to do the Feast of Tabernacles, something like that. I mean, this shit is bugged out, man. The more you hear, the more you bug out. Like these niggas are waxing worse and worse, man. You got bug outs, man. You got more? You got more?
I got two actually. Jeremiah 6:30. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord hath rejected them.
Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Most High have rejected them. You know what reprobate silver is, man? That raw silver, that. When you look at it, it's not whole silver. You try to shine it up, it gets shiny. Then all of a sudden you see that little black smudge come in there, and you can't get that.
Take clay and laden it with silver. Well, it's pretty much what you're going into. You said you guys have your parents, they might have the long beard and girdle and all that. They look like men of the Lord. Hey, they might even have the speech pattern. Then the Lord. But guess what? You go into the doctrine, it's Fugazi gold, bro.
Shit is bullshit, man.
Niggas,
It's that Fugazi, man. Yeah, bro.
Deuteronomy 18:22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is a thing which the Lord hath not spoken.
Now let me just say this. I'm gonna read that again. We're gonna let it sink in. I'm gonna bring out some things. Read that again, bro.
Deuteronomy 18:22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord,
When a prophet speak in the name of the Lord, started with the apostle, Yahweh started with the apostle to hold on down, saying that the charagma is the MOTB. Read.
if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is a thing which the Lord hath not spoken.
But we see that the prophecies that the apostle Tahar is talking about, not only the apostle Tahar, the apostle Ramla, apostle Gabar, all the apostles and the bishops and the elders is coming to pass, man, through the CD, through the CBDC. We see it coming to pass, man. So we know it's said that the Most High spoke of, man. Read.
It says, which the Lord hath, so like, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously.
Hey, man, so we know that the apostles not speaking something presumptuously because it's coming to pass. Who's speaking something presumptuously? It's IUIC, selling with their leader. That the MOTB is sin, man. It's not sin, man. It's a sin to take it, but it's not sin, man. We see the prophecies coming to pass, man. And so do they. Now they starting to come clean and saying that talking about the CBDC. They're starting to talk about that, man. Why? Because they see the prophecies that coming to pass. There's no way around it. You can't get around the prophecies, man.
If I could add to show that a lot of them are not true prophets, because the word, on prophet, it just means to say before. But they only want to say, oh, it's true now after the prophecy already happens. So you can't call yourself a prophet, man.
So that's why I showed you that they are false prophets, man. Hey, the Most High set up his men. And it's going to come to pass who are the true men of the Lord, man. Start with our apostles on down, man. There's no getting around that, man.
It says, has spoken it presumptuously. That word there, presumptuously, is other one. Pride, insolence,
Arrogance. They speak arrogantly about how the mark of the beast is not, the MOTB is not the mark of the beast, or the Alpha D microchip is not the mark of the beast, but it's something else other than what the scriptures are saying it is. And it's clearly how the central bankers want the CBDC, whereas it's got to be planted under your skin and you can't, it's total control. It's clearly coming out. What more proof you need? But these different camps that's pushing that wayward doctrine, these false prophets, they gotta always come up with a new gimmick, a new scheme to try to deter from the truth, because they know that they're gonna get caught up in their lies soon. And guess what? You and your congregation will get put to death when that time comes.
but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him.
Don't be afraid of that nigga, man. He a demon, man. He ain't speaking the truth. You need to fear the Lord Yahweh Shai, and when his words come to pass, oh shit, this guy here is truly a prophet, and then you start listening to him and you learn what he's telling you, and you learn to fear. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man, and knowledge, man. Yeah, man. Got more?
I got some. Hold up, let me get it. It's a lot.
Because what's happening now is the truth is being manifested, and what these different camps are doing is trying to backtrack and trying to cover their asses by saying this and saying that, but it's all evident, man. Listen, the internet do not lie. If you got an archive of these different videos that have been pushed out there, and most people do, they can be able to distinguish who is telling the truth, who is lying, who is added onto the world, who was taken away from the world, who was not being sincere, who was being sincere. You can be able to discern from that, man. Use discernment. That's why the Most High, that's why the Most High put the Spirit on the apostles to say that, listen, don't take our word for it, man. Use discernment and search the scriptures out for yourself. And see what we say is the truth, man. Don't take our word for it. Search the scriptures out. And that's what we do back here. We was taught to search, to look up words, go into the meaning of different words, man, the etymology of different words and meanings of it, man. We was taught that through our apostles, man. And that's why we got a great understanding of these scriptures, man, the breakdown with these scriptures. And we're not going to sway from what we have been learned, what we have been taught. You got something?
Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 16:73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Because when all hell break loose, the Lord's going to reveal who is his chosen. He's going to deliver them. He's going to keep them safe. He's going to feed them. He's going to give them bread. He's going to give them water. While everybody else is going through that famine, where they can't sustain themselves, the men of the Lord will sustain themselves. They're going to be laughing at the men that was out there that professed to be prophets, but they was found liars, man. Oh, I can't wait for that time, man. Oh, I can't wait for that time. Oh, these fucking proud women. Oh, you look on TikTok, on the internet, all you see is proud women talking shit. You got this old proud woman, she always got a baseball cap on. I don't know her name, she twitches this way, a baseball cap. She always got her legs open, she's talking all kind of shit. And this dude, Charleston White was cutting the shit out this bitch, man. You seen that video?
I put a video in the chat. There's a woman on TikTok, half her face is fucked up.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
And then you know how they do like the flash and then you got the makeup on looking real prettier? She did that shit.
And she was still get fucked up.
Yeah, because her fucking face, after her face was melted. She looked like Two-Face. But even she's probably got 2.4 million followers on YouTube.
Yeah, because the thing with this society is, and I even kind of caught on from before I was in the truth. And what Eastern society is pushing is people who are born with a birth defect or look abnormal, it's basically looking all jacked up. They push to say, oh, these people are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with them. But people who are born looking normal like us, something is wrong with us. You know? Shit is all backwards, man. And then if we don't want to take her out and accept her, that makes something wrong with us. Or they might try to pass some law saying that we're discriminating, that we're discriminating against this mentally disformed fucking creature, yo.
Looking at this woman, looking at her, my raw wouldn't even get fucking, wouldn't even get erect looking at this bitch, bro. That's how fucked up she look, man. I wouldn't even get erect looking at this crazy looking bitch, man, that you put up there. You know what I'm saying? She's up there all proud singing, and she knows she put the makeup on. I won't get erect over that. She did it the elephant man. Or the elephant woman. But she's proud as fuck. You can't tell her shit, man. And she probably got a Patreon or some other shit that she get money. Because people feel sorry for her, so they're gonna be sending her money and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, this society really rewards you for being a failure. And there's no shame. So if you really want something out of society, just be a fucking
degenerate.
Yeah, really. You know? Little Nas X, little Biggie Cardi.
What's that nigga that got killed again? That nigga got killed, nigga. XMD, he was 18 in the Bronx. XMD, whatever his fucking name was,
Oh
man.
man, these niggas are dropping like flies, man. You can't even keep up with how the Lord is judging.
These drill rappers, they're pushing up a culture of death, and the whole side's bringing that to you, man.
Yeah, right.
You 18, you got put to death.
18 now is like old head.
Check it out, he got shot. Yeah, you an old head. Yo, that's crazy. He got shot in the leg. Got to the hospital and he was dead, man.
14, 15 years old. There was this nigga named Rob. He's always rapping about him, Rob. He got shot in the back of the head of an Uber. He was 15 years old. So like now, like you 18 and you an OG, you 30, forget you an old head now at 30. So this, yo man, the Lord is judging these niggas, man.
Hey man, hear this. You 18, you grew up, you 18 years old, you get shot in the leg on the corner of Fordham. You get shot in the leg, And yeah, you hit an artery.
Yeah,
by the
artery,
time he got to St. Barnabas, he was fucking deleted, man. Dead, man.
He got drilled by that bullet.
You drill rap, you got drilled by that bullet, nigga. Yeah, you right. Yeah, bro. All right.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. What these people are doing now, they go into these schools and they having these transgenders, these men dressed like prostitutes, and they are teaching, reading stories to the kids. And you have one book, you have this dude complaining, he went to the school complaining about how, and his woman, him and his wife, was complaining how their daughter came home with a book saying how to eat pussy.
What?
Wow. That's some wild shit. That shit crazy, yo.
Somebody put on a line, you know, they were sick of recording these fucking freaks in this gay club on how they turned down and molested little boys, little girls, and little boys and shit. And one dude was like, my brother told me I was 7, he was 20. He dead now, but I made it my mission, because he did that to me, to do that to every little boy that I could see.
Yeah, yep. And they all Edomites, yeah. And they all Edomites.
Well, I do Lester Crowley, that sick cracker when he was alive, said, you know, you want to really get high in Satanism, you gotta enter child buckle.
That was sexual, it's called sexual match.
But yeah, that's how they, so all these levels behind closed doors, sodomy is like the go-to. That's how you get up in this society, man.
Also sleeping with animals.
Yep. Sleep on animals, fuck the animal, kill it, eat it, bathe in its blood. This crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like that, like, you know what? That's what Eminem was saying. When he said there's 7 different levels of devil worship. That's all dead wrong. And he just started saying some grotesque things. But the more grotesque and absurd, yo, baby, and some horse shit, now eat it off, and crazy shit, you got something called spirit cooking. They mix the sperm and blood, drinking it. So they doing wild shit. And the more vile and disgusting it gets, the more demons on you, guess what? The more success you have in this shit.
That's right.
That's why some of them able to levitate. You got it. Yeah, so back in Isaiah 5 and 20, it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
And you got niggas in this society that call that shit reading. You got a transgender dressed like a man, dressed like a woman, with all kind of bugged out makeup on, reading a book to kids.
Or you got these women taking their kids for tarot readings. That's an open up spirits. You read a sign and you're not supposed to bring no child around. You're not supposed to be around no fucking witch. Getting the tarot readings and shit like that. That's open up portals, man. That you can't see how the demons walk up in you, man.
And you got these women buying these kids, even though it's from Hasbro, and they're saying, oh, this is a game. Nah, that's not a game. It's called a witch board for a reason. But they call them Ouija boards from Hasbro. No, the real true meaning of that word is called witch board. It's not a Ouija board. It's something that Esau came up with to make it seem like it's a game from Hasbro and from Parker Brothers and all the rest of them games.
Niggas are demons
The
too.
8-ball,
Shake up the 8-ball.
Yeah. All that shit is witchcraft, man. The witch boards, if you got that in your house, throw that shit out, man. They call them Ouija boards, but they really call witch boards. If you got a Ouija board in your house, aka / witch board, throw that shit out, man.
I never fuck with that shit.
Or if you got a woman that you know not to go to these different botanicas and deal with Talmud card
Buharia.
readings or Buharita, get rid of that bitch, bro. Quickly.
Yes.
It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
And that's what they do, man. All that darkness that we's talking about, Esau and also the 2/3 say that that's righteousness. But when we speaking, it's bitter and hatred and it's wickedness, man. When we bringing up the truth, man. We bringing up the scriptures. That's why you got to understand that the Most High going to victimize 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Most High is going to victimize you, man. He going to do you a real vicious like. Then the time of Jacob's trouble. Then the time where the Lord allowed Esau to show his horns, man. Pursuant to Ezekiel 21 verse 9 on down, man. The Most High going to have Esau fuck you up and Lord appointed 4 kinds of death for you Negroes, man. Pursuant to Jeremiah 15 verse 1 on down, man. The Most High appointed 4 kinds of death for you wicked ass niggas, man. They said Buhari help you.
Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Surely your things, read that again, Bible Kashapu.
Says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
How do you turn things upside down, saying that transgenderism is righteous and being a heterosexual is wickedness?
Yeah, being masculine.
Being masculine,
Toxic.
It's toxic. It's toxic. Masculinity.
Masculine. You know, say, look, man, baby, you can't wear that fucking yoga pants in the gym. You with me now?
Right.
Oh, you being toxic and masculine? Nah, I don't want fucking panty line, a Gucci print. Come on, woman, you can't go dressed like that. Toxic and masculine. And you spread your legs.
You controlling.
On a train, you want your balls to hang and breathe. Why you got your legs spread? You toxic and masculine. They want you to cross your shit now like a woman. So everything you do as a man now, your voice can't even be too deep.
Exactly. You gotta. Oh, you being too aggressive. You gotta tone your voice down.
And what they were saying too about working out, you remember you said some article about like being in the gym now is toxic masculine or some shit like that?
Being in the gym, you can't. Yo, listen. You go to the gym. You want to work out. You want some muscles. You want to work out. That's the ability to testosterone enough. You look fit. That's totally in Texas.
And this is all done by design because they want to feminize men and make men weak, easy to conquer.
They're saying that that's toxic masculinity, and they're trying to make a law against that. Whereas a man can't go to the gym and get buffed up. They gotta remain where you got certain men. Then they show men that's buffed up. You show men with man boobs, with a stomach, man boobs. You know, that shit is totally bugged out, man. It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. You show a man, he's fucking fat, or what appears to be fat, but he got man boobs. And then
I had a gamer headset on.
here comes. And some of them, you have men with man boobs and they got bras on. Shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy.
That's what they want. They want you to just be a gamer, hooked up playing COD all day, overweight, feminine pushover, just completely a bitch, man.
And it showed him he had no shirt on. They right playing the fucking game, but he had a bra. You got women in the house. They got no shirt, but they got their bra on and shit. That's how he was. He's playing the game, and nigga actually got me mad, bro. I was tight, bro. Nigga had on. He's playing the game. He had on no shirt, a pair of sweatpants shorts that was tight. You know what I mean? And he was kind of chubby.
Yo, bro, even
And he had on a fucking bra.
even like when you go to the movies, the action heroes are different now. Like the 80s, like, yo, man, I was watching Rambo 2. I'm like, damn, that shit made me want to work out.
Nigga was jacked, bro.
Yo, Sylvester Stallone took his shit off. Like, I'm like, yo, that
Jack,
shit made
bro.
me want to just do push-ups.
He was jacked,
Or
bro.
even
Predator back when Arnold Schwarzenegger.
all those
and
jakes,
yeah, all they
had the tribes.
Even the Edomites was jacked up.
Everybody.
It was jacked, bro. All
That's
of
the 80s action heroes look like real rough and masculine. And Zack Snyder, I remember when he dropped Batman, that's when I said, fuck it, I gotta put on weight because Ben Affleck came out jacked as fuck. I was like, damn, that's a different looking Batman. So the heroes you see as a kid influence the things you do, what you want to do.
man. Hell yeah, man. That shit is true, man. You're right, bro.
Job chapter 38, verse 3, and it said, Gird up now thy loins, like a man.
Gird up now thy loins like a man. Meaning, hey, act like a fucking man, man. Gird up your loins and be a fucking man.
Brothers want water?
I can give me a water, Baba. Say, give me a water, bro. I ain't got no water.
Job chapter 38, verse 3, it said, gird up now thy loins like a man, while the man of thee, and answered thou me.
Hey, break it down.
No. So, because, you know, hey man, they pushing this feminine vibration throughout the whole earth, man. But, you know, what they don't tell you in these churches, man, the Lord, he's an austere man. He's a serious man, and they don't want us in that stead, man. All right, you read about the Lord Yahweh Shah, man, he tells you what, he's a man of war. All right, his voice is as deep as many waters, man. All right, but what they want the men in this society,
Docile.
right, society be is docile, pussy. All right, you gotta talk with a goddamn high pitched voice. The brother say you can't have no bass in your voice. All right, so they pushing a feminine society, man. All right, that's not gonna read that again. It says Job chapter 38 verse 3. It says, gird up now thy loins like a man, while the man of thee, and answered thou me. And that's right, man. In these upcoming days, man, hey man, the men are the one who are going to stand up, man. More specifically, all right, the men of the Lord, man, the elect, man. All right, in that day, man, ain't going to be a bunch of fucking faggots running around when all hell breaks loose, man.
All kind of effeminate men.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, trying to appease their women or doing things to appease their women. Listen, man, add this woman tell me. I always seen her in the laundromat. Oh, you a handsome guy, but if you shave your beard down and trim it up and get a lineup, I'll date you. I said, okay, well, I guess we'll be going out on a date.
Yeah, I remember that's the story. Some bitch told me that. I have my picture of me and my family. She was like, all you have to do is get it lined up. And I was just like, I'm just telling straight.
I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting my shit lined up for you. Right. Why would I get my shit? All you gotta do is get it up. She said, I love the way you got your salt pepper beard, but it's fuzzy. All you gotta do is trim it. All you gotta do is trim it down and line it up, and I will date you. I was like, yeah? Okay, I guess we won't be going on no date anytime soon. Cause I'm not doing that. She was like, so you mean to tell me you were forfeit going out on a date with me? You don't want to shave your beard down?
Yes.
So
Yes.
So I was like, okay, so what how was that date going to benefit me? She was like, what, excuse me? I said, how is me going out on a date was going to benefit me? Oh, you getting to know me, you know? Well, how many days I got to go on to get to know you? The first night, how I'm going to get to know you is if I come into you. What you mean by that? How I can know you? but active sex. That's how I can know you very well. She was like, oh, okay, I see how you going. No, so you telling me, you demanding me something, I'm demanding of you with something. It ain't going to happen. Okay, well, it's not going to happen. You see how I'm saying? You see how it is? The playing field is leveled out. It's not going to happen, lady. I'm keeping my bid. I don't care what you say. Yeah, you got something?
This is Isaiah 29:16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
And these devils done turn everything upside down, man.
Yeah.
Which is righteous is now wicked, which is wicked is now righteous, man. You know, a transgender is considered a woman, and now they're calling, I don't know what this shit, I don't even know the definition of this shit. Now, it's called a cis man or a cis woman. What that means, cis?
A cis woman is a woman that was born a woman. A cis man.
What that means, system, S-I-S. What that means? C-I-S, what that mean?
It means that a cis woman is a woman that was biologically born a woman.
So they're all cis. They don't.
A cis woman is just a woman.
All right, so
like
that word cis means
it's
so.
pointless.
When you break it down, it has no meaning.
It really not. It ain't nothing. It just means, in their terms, if somebody's a cis woman
or a cis man,
they are the gender that they were born with.
Yo.
When they came out the womb.
God damn, man, you gotta understand something. Read that again, Papa Kashar, bro.
Surely you're turning of Isaiah 29:16. There's more after it. Surely you're turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
If you born a man, you remain a man. Now, right now, we consider cis men. I'm not a cis man, I'm a fucking man. Real quick, hold on. Then you got the cis woman out there that's straight. But the people that's truly bugged out and got demons on them, they consider normal because they transition from a man to a female or from a female to a male to deceive people. That's how the Lord is prophesied. The Lord is saying that how things the prophet Isaiah is prophesying to the Lord that how things are going to be turned upside down.
Binary, gender fluid, they, them, it's madness. It says, yo, bro, at the gym we go to, or the one that I'm at, there was a nigga that came in with a beard.
He's a fucking hoe.
But he was a hoe, but he had blonde plaits and shit.
He's a homo. I seen that. He becoming. I seen that.
Yeah, but I'm on a treadmill and in my head I'm like, I wonder what fucking acting this nigga's gonna go in. Cause I think he goes in a woman.
That's crazy, bro. I seen that dude, man. And a lot of people complain about that dude. And the 24 gym we go to. You know what I mean?
So he got the full face man shit.
But
he's walking around feminine with a. But it's just like, yo, this nigga's like, what bathroom he's going in right now?
some motherfuckers is like uncomfortable in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, locker room.
Well, locker room, people's uncomfortable with that shit. Who the fuck wanna be around some fucking freak like that, man?
Right.
That shit is wickedness, man. Make you wanna put hands on the motherfucker and bust him the fuck up, man. Real bad, man.
Right. It says, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he hath no understanding?
Hey, the Most High made you a man. You going to switch your agenda up because you feel the Most High made a mistake? Who are you to say that the Most High made a mistake? The Most High is perfect. No. The Most High gave you up to vile affection pursuant to Romans, the 1st chapter, the 25th verse. The Most High gave you up to vile affections, man. That's why you feel the way you feel, man. You have been given up to vile affections. Them demons are controlling your mind and make you feel like you a goddamn woman or a man and you ain't nothing other than a goddamn degenerate motherfucker, man.
Yeah, and I'll say something too, man. They still them. Like, they still, like a so-called trans woman is still going to be sexually thinking like a man, which is just straight sex. And the trans man, the woman that's trying to be a man, is going to still want a relationship. And they still thinking the same like how a man and woman would.
I seen some some shit. They had it was like some interview. They had a trans woman and a trans man that got together and was pregnant. So the trans man was pregnant. Basically,
Dwayne Wade's son, a nigga's dating a trans man, which is a white woman.
So real quick, hold on real quick. I know I'm going to. I seen that video. What they were trying to say is that you see a trans woman can have a baby, where a trans man can have a baby. That's a trans woman. That's a
it's still a man and a woman having sex, but the man looks pregnant and the woman looks like the man that's not pregnant, but the woman is a man. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Actually the man, and the man that's trained to be the woman is actually goddamn. I mean, it's madness, man. Think about what you said. Just think about it.
Yeah, a woman dressed up as a man got pregnant, and a man dressed up as a woman is acting as a mother.
See how this conversation is mad confusing.
Yo,
it
don't make sense, man.
Hey, we'll read the scripture real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33.
You go.
It says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion.
There's no one that scripture out twice.
It came out
already.
All right, it came out already, you know what I'm saying? And the Most High is not the author of confusion, man. The Most High is not the author of confusion. Esau brings confusion, man.
Right.
The 2/3 you Negroes, especially Native Americans, you're bringing confusion, man. Anytime you allow somebody to brainwash your child and you bring a book home, here it is, this little baby is 5 years old, 4 going on 5, and he got a book that he's trying to learn how to read, and he's teaching him how to eat fucking pussy.
There's some more meat on the bones with this second part of the verse. It says, for shall the work say of him that made it? So the work that was made is the so-called white man, right? Who's a part of it, Most High.
That's right.
He made me not. That's what the so-called white man says. There is no God. We can do whatever we want. You know, the scripture tell you that he has a God complex in his mind. Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he hath no understanding? And that's what we're talking about, because the scriptures outright tell you, male and female created he them. So-called white man saying the Bible doesn't have any understanding. There's different pronouns and genders, gender fluidity and shit like that. But that's not what the scriptures talk about. Either you can give birth, you can't. Simple. So he's the one that's saying the ways of the Lord, there's no understanding in there. Let's start mingling seeds, let's throw this around, that around. Let's just jam shit up. And that's what's leading to all the confusion you see in the world.
That's these Edomites for you, man. These Edomites are bringing this confusion. And they feeding this fungus.
You're right.
And they bringing this confusion on to the rest of the nation. That's why I said that as Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon has been the golden cup of the Lord's hand. The most, yeah, boy, you got it.
I'm sorry. Because Ishmael is against this. Ishmael got that toilet paper Quran, but that toilet paper Quran got what? Morals and values in there. And one thing with Ishmael, I'll say, I gotta give him credit for this, you cannot buy them out for shit. You can't give them 10 million, 20, 30 million to have them do some of the shit that Esau wanted done. That's why they're gonna be the one to kick off this war, because the so-called Jew can push everything he want around the world and do this and that. But guess what? You can't fuck with the Ishmaelites, man. All right, that's why you never gonna have peace over there in the Middle East, man, because y'all not the real people of the Lord.
Yeah, them Abrahams are hard-hitting motherfuckers.
You can have a Edomite in the most advanced military gear. Ishmael's in a button-up turban and an AK. He don't give a fuck. All right, what you gonna do against that? Because he's fueled by faith, bro.
And he's going to strap himself around with some shit. And if shit get deadly with him, what he gonna do? He gonna destroy himself and he gonna destroy everybody around him. He got that from Esau. Esau does that, man.
Even the kamikaze type shit. But even the little girls that believe in that. They have the little girl, help me. She got the gown on. Under that gown is like
Strapped with
10
fucking
claymores
explosives, man.
on. They're just saying, fuck y'all. Y'all gonna bomb us, we're gonna bomb you.
And you know, that's why Esau, when they see a little kid, they was killing them because they know that these little kids, they trying to help them, they strapped with bombs and they even look at you when they just press that shit.
But my
Boom!
whole thing is this. Ishmael didn't come starting that shit. Esau went to them and bombed them up.
Yeah.
Esau's acting like they're the victim. That's how devil this man is.
He's the fucking guy like he's the victim.
He's acting like he's a victim. Like you making me kill this little kid. When you're the one that went there and bombed them, first of all, what the fuck did Iraq have to do with 9/11? Like, yo, Esau's a devil.
What did Afghanistan have to do with 9/11? And this came out years ago when the Afghan government found out that Osama bin Laden was hiding in Afghan. They apprehended him and offered to trade him to the United States government, give him to the United States government to avoid war.
Wow.
That came out years ago. They had him, and they was like, listen, we could apprehend him, we know he's here, and we want to give him up to you so we can avoid war. But he was an asset, because Tim Osman, aka Bin Laden, was a CIA asset. So he was only there to create havoc. They wasn't trying to arrest him. He was there so they could bring that war to Afghanistan so they can get the lithium, the poppy seeds.
Bin Laden family has ties with George W. Bush Sr. when he was the head of the CIA.
What? That shows you that. So it shows you that they had business ties together. And
remember, he ran the CIA.
of course.
George W. Bush Sr.
Yeah,
and he
of
had
course.
deep ties.
No, Prescott Bush did. Prescott Bush ran the CIA, but his son was given power because his father was the head of the CIA. Then Prescott Bush became, in 1980, the vice president under Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the president, and George Bush Sr. was the vice president.
Okay, well,
And then in 1988, he became the president.
Right, because I'm just saying I know the Bush family has ties with the deep ties with the Bin Laden family, and okay, Prescott Bush, pardon me, was the head of the CIA. So they got deep ties, man.
And they're part of the elect of Esau and the angels. I'm saying of Esau, they're part of the elect families of Esau, but on the left-hand side, because their families go back to the Bavarian Illuminati.
And I think one of the Bin Ladens, they flew out to Texas. They got flown out.
Yeah, they got flown out at the time.
Yeah, when that shit happened, the Bin Laden family got. Yeah.
They got proper jet. They was the only ones because they shut down all the airlines in America, but the Bin Ladens, him and his wife and his two sons was the only one that was headed out to Afghanistan. And most of the hijackers, so-called hijackers, from Saudi Arabia. But yet they was doing benefit to Saudi Arabians. That's why the Saudi Arabians turned on you, man. The House of Saud turned on you.
Habakkuk chapter 2. Yeah, verse 5. He also, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
And that's this devil, man. Also, because he transgresses by wine, his philosophies, how he moved, his democracy, his unjust laws, his legislation that he passed. He's a proud man. Read.
Says, neither keep it at home.
Neither keep it at home. This devil he got base, he got over 900 bases throughout the four corners of the earth, man. He's in every nation, in every language, dictating who the hell they can do business with and who they can't do business with.
Says, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death.
And that's what these devils bring. They enlarge their desire as hell, and wherever they go, they bring death. They are the border of wickedness. So it's in Malachi, the first chapter, the 4th verse on down. They're the border of wickedness. Man. So wherever they go to set up their infrastructure, they're going to bring wickedness right along with that. You best believe if you got a righteous kingdom, if you allow 10 Edomites in, it's going to bring wickedness, man. It's going to bring corruption upon that government.
And cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
And that's what these devils do, right? Why do you think the Lord used Babylon, pursuant to Jeremiah 51:7, as that golden cup? They used to seduce all these different nations to take on the philosophies of America, their democracy, their way of life. Whereas before democracy hit a land, the woman was in order. They had their whole, you wouldn't even see their eyes. Now, even though they had the internet, but the internet was restricted, but now they couldn't drive. But now, in Saudi Arabia, you know how many accidents? You know how many over in Iran, once they legalized women driving, you know how many accidents it was? How many women losing control of the car and flying off cliffs? It was all on the internet, but they suppressed that shit, man. But guess what? The truth's gonna come up regardless, man. Yeah, and then you had this woman, this Iranian female. She was on the pole. She got put to jail. She got in jail. She went to jail. I don't know what happened to her. But on the moment that she on the pole, she climbed up on the pole, being defiant, took her hijab off in Iran. They got the morale police, and they was up there, and she was twerking on the pole.
A lot of times you see shit like that, those are what you call CIA operatives.
Yeah.
They have American women working for the CIA.
Dress up like,
to have them dress up like the women of that nation, do some defile shit to make it look like the majority of those women are liberated and happy that you indoctrinate them. But really, that's all bullshit, man.
that's right. And that's the one in the philosophy. These devils. Bring it up, bro. You got more?
Ecclesiasticus 12:10 says, never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thy enemy, even though he come to you. You know, I'm not going to speak ahead. It said, never trust thy enemy. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the enemy of Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you ought not to trust them.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Like as iron rusted, like if you clean iron up, and that's the case in point. You got a cast iron skillet. If you don't oil it up, it's going to get rusty. Even though you wipe that rust away, if you don't oil it up, it's going to come back. You can't oil Esau. He's the wicked man. So therefore, you clean that iron, that rust up, it's going to come back, because that's what it is. It's rusted. And this devil is wicked, and you cannot wipe away his wickedness. Even though he's trying to come to you crouching and humbling himself, if you know the truth, you're going to see this nigga like he's like a two-way mirror. This nigga's a fucking demon. Look at this nigga, man. You can't trust that nigga. Man, get the fuck out my face, man.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example. You have so-called Edomites now that are pushing green energy. Green energy save the environment. But wait a minute now. CO2 is good for the atmosphere. They'll tell you CO2 is bad, but no. CO2 is what fuels trees.
That's right.
You know? That's why the war against volcanic eruption. Immense amount of CO2 get pushed through. So why are they pushing CO2? As if a clean energy? No, it's a taxing on air. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to push towards. So even when they're trying to come across and trying to get some sort of good, at the crux of it, once you wipe away the bullshit,
It's all lies.
it's all lies and fucking this shit.
That's right.
It says, Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Though he humble himself and come crouching to you with his head down, you know, telling you, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm gonna make amends, I wanna be retribution. Take good heed to that devil, man. That devil's up to no good, man. Watch that fucking red creep. Watch him. Watch that red creep. He's up to no good, man. And when you least expect it, he's gonna overthrow you. You turn your back, he's gonna overthrow you and take your place, man.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to see through that bitch ass white cracker, man. But he ain't good, he ain't right, man. Don't trust him, man. Shun him, stay away from him, man. He's the harbinger of death, man. All he's gonna do is bring death and destruction to your land. You trust him to come in and you think he's gonna do good? No. He's gonna show you how to destroy yourself, man. That's how he's gonna do it.
And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
You know what? I can't trust you. You always been a wicked devil. You always gonna be a wicked devil. The Lord warned us of you, how your wicked ways. So guess what? You got the spirit of Cain in you, so I'm not gonna trust you. So I can see through all that facade you putting up. You trying to crouch and be all humble and trying to be like you a good, like you a good red bastard. Now you ain't a good red bastard. You an evil red bastard. That's your nature, being an evil red bastard. And we're not gonna trust you. Yeah, bro.
It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
Yeah. Like the apostle Robin was bringing out how during the time of the 20s, when you had the Native Americans, they was put on a reservation, and they come to find out that reservation had oil on it. That reservation had. That was me. I got water.
Okay, pardon me.
So, like the Apostle Rama was bringing out, how you have in the 20s, you had these Native Americans put on a reservation, and then once these Edomites found out that it was black gold, which is oil on that reservation, what they did was they found ways to get that land back. How they found ways to get that land back? They married into the Gaddite families and killed them off and stood in their place. Same thing you thought. You're saying what you're saying right now, bro.
Yeah. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
And that's what they did, man.
It made me think about the Hasmonean, the Maccabees.
Yeah, the Hasmoneans.
Yeah, because that's how that dude came up there, the
Antipater,
the forefather of Herod. He was by
Hasmonean, I'm saying,
John
Hyrcanus
Hyrcanus'
II.
second side. Snuck up in there, man. It says, that's what you get for converting him.
Yep.
It says, lest he seek to take thy seat and doubt at the last, remember my words, if prick therewith.
And that's exactly what happened with John Hyrcanus II. That's exactly what happened to them Gadites during the time of the 1920s when they was on that reservation. And Esau found out that it was all on the reservation. What they did, they killed them off. And first they did was they married into the Gadites' families, you know what I mean? And then what they did was they started secretly murdering them. But guess what? The men that was behind that, they all got locked up for life, but they got pardoned by the governor in the 60s. So, and then the woman that went through all that travel trip, she died at the age of 50. But meanwhile, the men that was committing them atrocities, they died at the age of 80, 90. How long was the candle of wicked put out, man? That shit affects your spirit, man. See that these devils did all them years, and this woman, they got pardoned, and they lived 20, 30 years free. After all that shit they did, man, and reap the benefits of all that shit that stole. You got a lot to pay for, you fucking devils, man.
So that's it. Psalm chapter 55, verse 20 says he has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. Yeah, and that's just going into, part of what the brother was going into. All right, with the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans, which is just one of many covenants that they broke. All right, never trust this man. He goes back on his word, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know how you do the handshake. You can't imagine. Ain't no handshake deals with this dude.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have his hand behind his back, shaking your hand, but a dagger in the back of his back, stab you in the back.
That's right. It says what? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. All right, and that's the MO of the so-called white man. All right. That's the brother read. Never trust thy enemy. As the iron rusteth, so shall his wickedness, man. So he might say smooth things, but guess what, man? Hey, man, he got something for you, man. All right, and that's how you deal with the so-called white man. Whatever he says, man, you believe the complete opposite, man. All right? This nigga tell you, yo, yeah, you can jab. That's good for you. That's good for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A couple months down the line, you fucked up. You can't do nothing about it. All right?
You don't trust in this devil.
No. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were salted than oil, yet they were drawn swords. And hey, and I said, man, this man's blessing, man, the sword. So anything he's doing, hey, man, he's trying to kill, man. Anything he's doing, any situation he got you in, he's trying to kill you, man. All right, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
Right. The Lord bless us with an immune system.
Right.
You don't need no fucking jabs.
Right.
All right?
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you gotta watch out for that man. And you see what's coming down the pipeline. Ultimately, all right. You see they getting rid of the physical dollar. All right. They're gonna push that CBDC. You know what I mean? You know they pushing. Oh, it's convenient. Yo, you can walk into Amazon and you can just walk in and take whatever you need and walk out. No cashier. All right.
There was one video where the brother put up where it was like they was going to, I think it was Amazon or somewhere they was going, where it was like or a grocery store. It was like looking to the camera,
Right.
to activate your account so you can come in.
Right.
So you have to look into the camera, which is face recognition.
That's Minority Report.
Yeah.
Remember Minority Report? He walked in the gap. I know Mr. John Yu, whatever, because he had switched eyes with somebody, turned out it was a bull bite. But they show you that shit in the movies. So whatever they put in the movies, it's gonna come to pass, man.
Addictive programming.
That's what the agenda is, ultimately.
Right.
All right, now how many fucking movies are they made with the chip in it? Total Recall. In Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a chip in his brain.
He took it out through his nose.
Took it out through his nose, and then in the remake, he had the chip in the right hand.
Yep.
So you think that's over? That's just coincidence. That shit done by design.
It's reality.
He took the chip out of his right hand.
Yeah, but in a movie in 1990, Total Recall, he was like, it's that big ass nose, man. He took that shit out of his nose, man. You see the Total Recall out of Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, I see this.
Yeah.
Right, because you know the point we're trying to make is, you know, with pushing all these digital currency, guess what? They ultimate goal is to microchip all these people, man. All right, that's what his goal is. That's why you never trust this man.
Like, really,
Right.
if you think about it too, brother, not many things are using cash nowadays. Like you said, like when you request an Uber or Lyft, okay, you can't cash it, you know. It's all digital.
They're gonna ask you for your
DoorDash,
debit card.
DoorDash, Uber, everything is all digital. Most people pay their bills how? Direct out of my account.
Direct deposit, yeah, they're gonna ask you for
Every
your.
time you used to mail shit in, write checks, and none of that shit.
They don't want
all
that.
that shit is played out now. Now it's all digital, man.
And it's convenient, so they make it when it's convenient.
Well,
You
it's
ain't gotta do nothing. It is convenient. You ain't gotta do nothing. You just gotta wait for the day. Hey, like my auto insurance, man. You know, I got a fucking text that my auto insurance, it came out automatically, you know what I'm saying, on my account.
Automatic payment.
Automatic, you know what I'm saying, bro? So it's convenient. You ain't gotta really do shit. But you see it, and all right, it's been paid, so now you ain't gotta worry about it. You got the file on your computer, on your phone that it's been paid, so a minute discrepancy, you just go back to the fucking
Yeah, you don't even need a wallet
confirmation
now.
number, you know what I'm saying?
You don't need a wallet because your phone is your wallet now too.
Yeah.
Right,
So everything is moving towards small. So you just walk in with your phone. Now look, we got a phone that goes in your hand.
I seen this lady pay for $180 worth of liquor. She used her phone. She swiped her phone. Walked out. The whole $180 worth of liquor. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, whatever's on your account, so your phone, brother. It's called a digital wallet. You have Google, Apple Wallet, or brother.
That's a lot. It's Proverbs chapter 26, verse 24 says, "He that hated disassemble it with his lips and lay up the seat within." So right, this man he hates you, man, but that's how he makes you he disassembles you. All right, he makes you comfortable with his mouth. That's how the scripture word, the words of his mouth was smoother than butter, but woe was in his heart.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
You're not worried about losing your wallet anymore. Right, your ID, your kids all get stolen, abducted. You know, less theft. Let us theft. So, just get this chip in your hand and your head.
You don't need keys. You don't need keys to your building.
No keys.
You walk in, put your chip in. That's how you get in your building, your apartment.
Meanwhile, Esau, the so-called white man, is at the helm of child trafficking. He at the helm of that shit, man. You know? His devil got locked away for him.
He says, when he's speaking fair, believe him not. So when he speak all these smooth words, whatever this man say, don't believe shit what he got going on, man.
You right about that, bro.
South lies have bullshit.
Right. I mean, you gotta really examine it. You know, a lot of I met this one chick, in the Levite spot. We chopping it up about the job or whatever, and she said, you know what I do? I just do what they tell me to do. I said, God damn. You just do anything? She said, I just do what they tell me.
Same in a lot of problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody said that to me.
That's a feminine nature. Listen to this shit. But men are supposed to be rebellious, man.
Right. So it says, when he's speaking fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. All right? So that's what it is, man. 7 abominations in his heart, man. He's full of lies and wickedness and deceit, man. All right?
Well, 7 that's completion of abomination. So it can be many abominations in this devil's heart, man. You know? And that's true, man.
Right.
You can't trust these devils, man. You can't trust none of these devils have to offer to you, man.
Right.
You trust these devils, man, it's like trusting in, it's like trusting in death, man. You know?
It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit. Right? So that's how you might outwardly act like he love you. What's going on, brother? What's going on, bud? What's going on, buddy? But guess what? Inwardly, man, that man he hates the fuck out of you, man.
What's going on, bud? That's what they say. What's going on, bud?
What's going on, bud? You know the cops saying that shit. Yeah. Hey, bud, what's going on? Everything all right? I'm saying that's how they talk, Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation. So this man, he's about to get exposed, man. All right, you're gonna see, the apostles say that the devil is about to show his horns, man. All right, you're gonna see the true nature of this so-called white man when he's bringing wrath, man. All right, why is he bringing wrath? Because he has what? But a short time. All right. So hey, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you better get your house in order, man. All right, because this man, he ain't got no love for you. All right, this hatred, all right, has started, since the old days, man. Since the womb, man. All right, so he's gonna show you how much he doesn't love you. All right. Wait, that's not
Genesis 3:1 says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, had made. And he said unto the woman, yea. Well, let me break that down. It says, now the serpent, now who's the serpent talking about? So-called white man. Now we were just reading Ecclesiastes 12 chapters. It's about, never trust thy enemy. But right after that, it goes into that, it says, who shall pity the charmer? Right?
Right.
Who shall pity the charmer? Pretty much somebody who charms a snake and the snake bites his ass. So when a so-called white man fuck a lot of these people over our people, you can't feel bad for them. All right? Because he's a fucking snake. Remember Apostle Little gave that story about that woman that found that snake that was all fucked up. She tended to it, she healed up the wounds, took care of it, fed it, and the serpent bit her ass. And then she was like, why you bit me? And he's like, bitch, I'm a snake. So
what you want from me?
Right. So the so-called white man, you niggas out there that try to make deals, or like Bubble Out Blackfish, call yourself bringing Edomites in your congregation, when you get fucking bit, turns out that was a CIA operative, you captured and shackled up, fuck don't feel bad for y'all. It says now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, so more crafty than any other nations. That's the so-called white man, which the Lord Yahweh have made, and that's what we're calling him to make. So he's the most craftiest, all right, of these nations. so-called white man, his whole thing is this. This is the so-called white man thing is. We can't push the agenda on them. We have to come up with a way to make them love this agenda and want to push it to others. So, when you watch the movie Demolition Man, you had word speech. Like basically you got a ticket for saying curse words. So-called white man said, okay, how can we do that? Of course, if we tell people don't say this, don't say that, they're going to rebel. But if we can come up with a term being politically correct, now we can have them think before they speak and have them speak what we want them to speak. So if you speak your mind as a man and say this according to the scriptures, guess what? You get gaslighted, you could lose your job, your career. Now you have to think and say things according to the agenda. So that what happens is this, right? If you're saying what's according to the agenda, let's say me and you have a job, right? We speaking or having a conversation about the LGBT community. You're saying something according to the agenda. I'm saying something according to the agenda because we both don't want to get fired. Well, we're not truly saying our true thoughts. We could probably truly be against the shit. But we don't want to lose our job. So now you think, okay, that is a norm. And guess what? That becomes a norm. To where everybody's saying shit now like, I have nothing wrong with that. Sister's gay to that. Why? Because they don't want to get fired or destroyed. And that's how the so-called white men have his think tanks, man. They get that deep and practical with shit, man. And these plans don't happen overnight. The so-called white man will set up, okay, this probably going to take 100 years to get done. He'll say, yeah, it's going to probably take 100 years. All right, we're going to start now with the great-grandparents are going to pick it up. That's how he operates. Why? Because that's the characteristic of the serpent. Extremely, extremely patient. See? That's enough.
Romans chapter 16, verse 18. It says, for they that are such serve not the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches receive the hearts of the simple. Yeah, that's what it is, man. You say that this so-called white man here, I think he's a false prophet. That's so funny, he's a false prophet, man. All right? So it says, by good words and fair speeches deceive the heart of the simple. And that's what it is, man. He pretends to look out for your interests, but guess what, man? He's deceiving you, man. All right? A lot of people, hey, with this jab, right? With the jab. Oh, I ain't taking that. I ain't taking it. I ain't taking it. My uncle was one of them. Oh, I ain't taking it. I ain't taking it. Nigga took that shit. Why you took it? Well, I want to travel and all this type of dumb shit. Like, come on, man.
And guess what?
You know?
Now you can travel without it.
Exactly.
So,
right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, ain't no telling how many of our people they took the job, man. I believe the vast majority of people took that shit, man. All right? You people have been deceived.
when the fuck did a white man ever care about your health?
Thank
like,
you.
What the fuck?
That's
All of a sudden now your health is so important. Like, meanwhile you got GMOs, fast food, liquor stores, and all types of abominations in your neighborhood. But now he cares.
Right.
Come on, man.
This nigga bribing you with sandwiches, gift cards and shit. Like, what the hell, man?
Paying you to take it.
What was funny is when they was trying to mandate the the jab for work, was people who took the jab and still got fired.
Right.
So, all that was for nothing, man.
Right.
They had no faith.
Right. So you can't be simple when it comes to for any matter, all right? But especially when you're dealing with a so-called white man. Watch that fork-tongued bastard. That's right.
This is Romans 9 and 21. Have not the pot. Let me read that again. Have not the potter power over the clay?
Right, who's the potter? Most High. Who's the clay? Man. Go ahead.
All right. Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor.
Yeah, you know a potter could make a vessel to clean dishes, and a potter could make something with waste and dumplings on it. Right? One unto honor, one unto dishonor. Those two lumps is talking about Jacob and Esau. A vessel unto honor, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. The so-called white man is a vessel unto dishonor. Go ahead.
And another unto dishonor.
Right?
What if the Most High willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
Yeah, so the Most High has this place going, and the so-called white man running his abominable ways to really judge his ass. Give him a severe judgment. All right, because the Most High is the one that created this devil to do what he does, which is to be a devil. I mean, so really, you know,
It's a perfect devil.
It's a perfect devil. He's doing exactly what the Lord made him to do, right?
Perfect weapon.
Perfect weapon, man.
That was cool.
And the Most High is making him create a dish that he's gonna fuck a pit that he's gonna fall into. How? So-called white man is making a mystery, man. He thinks he's gonna rage war, destroy, bring the population down to 500 million and rule a small population when he comes out of space from the underground bunkers. But guess what? That's when the big black men move bodies, right? Gonna put you in chains and shackles until you get to work. You got Edomites that never heard that word before. Get to work. They just lived the whole life, never heard that shit. They were born into wealth.
What you eat?
They were born
Get
into
to work. What
wealth.
that mean? I don't understand that. Get to work.
Work for the so-called, let me tell you how the so-called white man does, man. He wakes up, open up the laptop, make 2 trays, close it, he's good for the year. That's the so-called white man.
Yeah.
While you back slaving and shit, struggling to make the way. You wake up,
Every day.
feet up, all right, give me 1,000 call spies. Whoop, close it.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Wakes up the next day, it's $1 million in the account, he's straight.
Price might gap up.
Everybody gap up. All right, give me some puts. It's going back down now. Why? Because it's called insider trading. Yo, we always go into this, man. Hey, yo, Domino's Pizza made a deal with Uber, right? And the options went from 0% to 100,000%. That means that's turning $1 into $1,000 in one day.
Oh yeah.
Now imagine if I worked at Uber and Domino's, I just tell a cousin, tell a friend, buy that, and just like that, you can be rich overnight. So that's what the so-called white man does. He's not fucking working and laboring like us. He's not getting it by the sweat of his brow. That's you niggas. That's us.
That carpal tunnel from typing
Yeah.
that long.
Some of them, they show you this movie, the movie American Psycho, Christian Bale, you get up, put on a suit, sit in the office, and just put his feet up all day. With a Walkman on. That was his shit, because he inherited that money. All they would do is eat at fancy restaurants and see who had the best business cards. And you looking at that shit like, damn, but there's Edomites out there really living that life. You go into work, honey, put the suit tie on, he's just in the gym, just fucking the secretary and go home. That's their life.
Rough day.
Yo, get work. Damn, I only made it enough once. Yo, get on.
On another one day.
It's only another one day. Get on. They're not in trouble as other men.
They're not in trouble, that's not-
Yeah, man, because that's the life they live in. Their troubles are far different than what you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going through, man. I know, man, because I be doing a Lyft and an Uber sometimes. Yo, man, I went to this fucking, I picked up this Edomite fucking mansion. Drove from one mansion in Scarsdale to another mansion in Long Island, and the bitch didn't tip me nothing, man.
Damn.
I got it right here.
They get up.
They get off on that
off
shit.
on
That shit, like, they get off on, like, I'm gonna get this fucking nigga nothing.
You worked on billionaires road too? 74?
Nah, I can't pick up that.
Alright.
But in Scarsdale, that's like one of the richest cities on the East Coast, if not the richest.
Psalm chapter 73,
Cheap motherfuckers over there, but
verse 5. And it reads, they are not in trouble as other men.
you trying to work, you know, put together a meal on the table. Their trouble is, like, my favorite French restaurant is closed, so let's actually fly to France. And that's not hyperbole. You got people that really do that shit.
Yeah.
Let's eat, we're gonna eat Tokyo tonight. Private jet. They hop in the PJs, you putting on your PJs, they hopping in the PJ. Island hopping, just living the wildest shit, posting it on TikTok, flexing, living a life that you're never gonna live. Alright?
Yeah. I'm gonna, you know what? I feel like having lunch in Paris. Live in America, shoot to Paris on your fucking private jet. And for dinner, we gonna shoot to Tokyo.
Right.
And then for cocktails, we're going to go to London.
Oh, you know what? This restaurant is closed in Paris, but if we fly to Tokyo, it's daytime. It's gonna hold. That's the shit that they doing. Meanwhile, you fucking scrambling together to get some Uber Eats money.
DJ talking about this.
It says, this is back in Psalm 73, verse
That's why
5.
the Lord said everything, Deuteronomy 30 and 5, everything that curses that will fall upon us, we're going to go in them nations. And all the blessings going to come back on us. So all the shit they doing, we're going to be doing it 100 times fold.
It says, they are not in Psalm 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men.
Yeah, and that whole analogy I gave with the typing up, I remember Elder Anand said that years ago. He said you go to these buildings on Wall Street, because we used to teach on Wall Street. You got the guy, he's pushing a few buttons on the keyboards, he's making $100,000 an hour. And you got the Jake cleaning the whole shit from top to bottom. He's
Making
going back
$8 an hour.
$8, going back to the projects.
Yeah.
That's real life shit going on, man.
That's
Right,
fucked up, bro. It says, back in Psalm 73, verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
All the diseases and ailments that our people go through, diabetes, that's the real #1 killer, type 2 diabetes. Why? We consume a high amount of sugar, our people.
Right.
And then in their neighborhoods, yo, do this. Drive in Manhattan, because I did it and I observed it. When I drive into the nicer parts of Manhattan,
Women are slim.
everybody
men are
is slim.
Yeah, I seen that too.
The food choices are not crazy. When I go back to the hood now, or passing through the hood, everybody's fucking fat.
what
Like,
I
why is that? Yo, Monash Pabrai said America is one of the few places, like damn near close to the only place in the world where the poor people are fat.
This is what I said. As you climbing the numbers, if you downtown, you on Bleecker Street, you downtown, next going to Brooklyn, as you climb the numbers, as high you go, the higher the weight goes on the people that you see.
Yeah, I mean, once you cross into 125th, it's a wrap.
Forget it.
It's like you in a different fucking world. Go ahead, bro.
I'll be going to areas. I ain't even say nothing, but now I don't have no money, so I just go get coffee. I ain't found my pocket, so I just go to get out of the environment. So I go get coffee.
Yeah.
And if anything else, you know what I mean?
What
I
am
go
I-
to coffee spots.
One of my private clients, she was just like, she had ate at a restaurant, and we talking stocks and all this type of shit. She was like, all these dudes was just talking business. So she was like, well, that's one thing you can do. You go down there, just get you a little beer, get you whatever, and just listen to them. Because they'll tell you what the next thing they're gonna do. They know what's about to pop, what's about to sing. All this shit is orchestrated. You know?
Somebody dropped they ticket at Wall Street, but I was a female though, and I was reluctant, but I was like, yo, here you drop the card.
And you know what's crazy too? The crimes that Jake do, I remember when weed was like illegal, Jake would get caught up selling weed and do like 25. But you had them niggas that ripped up a bunch of people on Wells Fargo for 120 million, and all they did was get fired. Because you have white collar crimes, which Edomites do,
And you got nigga crime.
and you got nigga crimes. But which one get hit harder?
The nigga crime.
The nigga crimes, they're not even reaping, like niggas is hustling for a quick 10, 20 bands and getting like hard ass sentences. When the so-called white man, he's doing his white collar crime, Bernie Madoff and that type of shit, hedge fund, gambling, robbing people, billions of dollars traded in and out. You get a slap on the wrist. I got 2 years.
Bernie Madoff got 100-something years. That's what
Not
they
him,
say.
not him.
That's what they say. I don't even know if he locked up.
But
Allegedly
I
he's
know
locked up.
they had this thing
King
on
Star.
So like this dude, he committed like some sort of fraud, a hedge fund. He got 2 years in federal prison. But his shit, you know, with them, it's hundreds of millions of dollars we're talking about. While you got Jake's again doing 20, 30.
So he do 2 years for 100 for.
You got the switch, right?
Yeah, I got it. It says back in Psalms chapter let's man, let's go back to the
I mean, you can make it points to say make sure it's
So it says, Psalm chapter 73, verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covers them as a garment.
I'm sorry, read it again. I was
says-
saying that could have been a woman. Because like a fat dude, but if you having a hormone surgery, to make yourself go big and mustache. That's wild, bro. This is crazy.
It says, therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain.
And so that's a glory to them. You know, when you put a brand new chain on and shit, you stunting like Daniel. Shining, bling, blinging and shit. show it off and flaunt, but guess what? For them, that's pride. The few, the proud, the Marines. This nation is all about pride. Go ahead.
It says, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, as a chain, violence covers them as a garment.
Now the scriptures tell you to put on righteousness. These niggas are putting on violence. That's the so-called white man. He's an instrument. Hey, somebody get the 29th scroll in the 6th verse. Look that up. Somebody get the 29th scroll and the 6th verse. We're gonna read that.
How much of death?
We're gonna read that.
It
Read that again and we're going to bring out the 29th scroll.
Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covers them as a garment.
Yeah, so everywhere the so-called white man goes, death, man. Got it? All right, we're going to the 29th
The
scroll.
29th scroll, the 6th verse. It says, beware of the beast man.
The beast man. Now, wait a minute. Didn't we not read in Genesis 3:1, he's the most subtle of all the beasts in the nation? That beast man is the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Well, he is the devil's pawn.
Damn.
God damn.
He is the devil's pawn. Hey, that's his murder because we was talking about this is the Most High's chessboard.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the devil's pawn. Go ahead.
Alone among many of the Most High's primates, he kills for sport, for lust,
Who the
for
fuck is,
greed.
who's that?
Damn.
For lust, that's the so-called white man. Gad was killing the buffaloes and using every part of the buffalo, the bones, the skin, the hide, making sure you don't kill the youngling. That's go back to the lords.
Right.
The so-called white man was killing the buffaloes for sport. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw
See the
it.
Lord? Go ahead. Lord's like, that's it.
Right. It says, yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land.
What?
God damn.
Yo!
What?
He will murder his brother to possess his brother's land.
Yep.
They putting it right in there.
Damn.
And you know the apes of Israel.
Right. Of course.
And that's what Esau did. He murdered his brother. He murdered Jacob and took his land and his heritage. That's in the book of Nahum. Go ahead.
Right. Let him not breed in great numbers.
Let him not breed in great numbers.
Damn.
Go ahead.
It says, for he will make a desert of his home and yours.
Damn. See, I ain't never heard the 29th scroll, the 6th verse get brought out like that, but that hits everything.
Hard hitting, bro.
That's hard. That's a so-called white man. That's why in the movie they put his ass in slavery. Go ahead.
Shun him.
Shun him. Don't deal with the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Drive him back into his jungle lair.
And when you watch it, the whole time they got the movie on Charleston Heston. They ain't put on the black man. They put on Charleston Heston. He may have probably been a Kahuna, but I'm just saying they put on a so-called white man.
Right.
Shun his ass. He's a fucking beast. Go ahead.
It says, drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
Damn. And he's a caveman.
Damn.
He's so Caucasian. He's a cave dweller.
Wow.
That verse was crazy on point. Who fixed that?
The Esau.
No, but
So-called
seriously
white
though,
man, bro.
my apostles in Lemon Nation,
Who fixed
what
that?
nation fits that? I mean, Genesis.
The Edomites, man.
Edomites fit that, man.
I got something. This is Proverbs 22 and 28. Remove not the ancient landmark
Right.
which thy fathers have set.
And that's what the so-called white man has done, man. All right, he took us out of our homeland. All right, we're supposed to be the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, supposed to be dwelling over that land. Okay, but guess what? They destroyed the landmarks, everything we have set up, everything that Jerusalem has set up. They made desolate. But they faggotry up. See? The thing is that God has built up, all the tribes is built up wherever we were scattered. The so-called white man will come there, destroy it, and put his face up. Tell you worship and bow down to him. See?
It's Jeremiah chapter 49. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12. It says, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Yeah, that's right, man. So they whose judgment as not was not to drink of a cup have assuredly drunken. And that's why we messed up right now. All right? Because we're drinking that cup. And what is that cup? All right? We're in that cup of slavery and captivity. Why? Because we disobeyed our power, man. We fucked up. All right? It says And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished. So for all the wickedness you so-called white people have done, around the earth, around the planet, most specifically touching the apples of the Lord's eye, all right, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're not gonna go unpunished, man. You ain't gonna get away. You know, niggas just walk up and down like shit is sweet, but guess what, man? Your reign is coming to an end. All right, and it ain't just, oh, well, yeah, it's gonna switch to, it's gonna switch to Israel. Nah, man, you niggas going into captivity, man. Oh, well, that's too far. Nah, that ain't too far. That's just right. All right, what goes around comes around. It says, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. And guess what? It's guaranteed, man. The Lord's not a man that he should lie, man. All right? Great change is coming to this planet. Okay? Headed by our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. And all you nations are going to go into captivity.
America is becoming more and more immoral.
Right.
To the point, that's how every kingdom that the Lord whacks, that's how it happens, man. They're getting more and more wicked. Scriptures tell you that the vat's overflowing. Like every time you look at the news media, something more and more perverse and sickening is coming out.
Right.
You got that dude, Adam 22, he let a porn star hit his wife right after she got married.
Oh, yeah, leaving
They
the
put
plug.
on a fucking
Put on
podcast
internet.
and gloated about it, man.
And guess what, man? That dude pre-potted.
What? She what?
He nutted in her.
That's crazy.
She could be pregnant. though.
He nutted in her, and then she took the nut. So, yo.
She what? She tell me.
Yeah.
I ain't want to know. I'm sorry.
Damn.
And then he bought her a car, right? Adam 22 bought her a car as the
He
president, I
bought a
think.
Lamborghini for taking her first BBC. This is this fucking sick world, man.
I'm taking up.
DJ Academics, he was reviewing this shit like, you know how Sports Center?
Right,
Okay, it's the
right,
bottom
right,
of the
right,
third,
right,
she's
right,
riding it.
Damn.
It was treated like you know how niggas commentating on sports?
Right.
Okay, she's up 3. Now he's up 2. Oh, who's gonna win? It was really like, okay, the pussy's drying up. This pussy's drying up. I was expecting more from a veteran. I was talking about that shit like, but at the end, I had no idea.
They was actually talking about.
But here's the
Adam
madness.
22.
Here's the madness. He said you can have sex with him, just don't kiss him or have him nut on your face.
What?
That's what he said. Well, guess what this nigga did? He nutted up in his. And then I found out that shit, because if you watch porn, you can tell it's scripted, a lot of it, right? The pussy not really wet, there's cut scenes, because a lot of the chicks, they're not truly enjoying that. The pussy is dry. It's work for them.
Right. A lot of times.
That shit, that chick, was not work.
She was enjoying that shit.
Because there was no cut scenes.
She was enjoying it.
It was 30 minutes of this bitch getting rammed.
Lane in the plug. Her name is
Lane of the plug. They have cutscenes in porno because the pussy got to get dry. Okay, now we got to fake the squirt, put some water in your pussy, fake it, let's put some oil to make it look wet. This bitch was taking that shit from start to finish, truly into it, and the nigga said, yo, I'm about to nut, and she said, go ahead and nut in me. And that
cream
was not
pie,
scripted. So, she's telling this nigga his act, yo, but they trying to condition you to think it's okay. You have to be a strong man to do this. They tried it with that dude, Sneeko.
Oh no, he did it. He went on saying that him and his woman went to a sex party, and it's like he was just laying on the bed, just watching it.
And he said, I encourage old men to do that. I mean, now he changed, but they've been trying it with these guys, these influencers,
So I
to make
encourage all men to do that.
to have you shake. But you know what's crazy? As wicked as that porno nigga said is, he said, I can't do that with my woman. That's what he said. As wicked and demonic this nigga is, nigga said, I don't know how people do that shit.
Everybody
bro.
interviewing them with that, sir.
I can't believe that shit was not scripted. Wow. That means she really should say, I want you baby. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 6. It says, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Yep, so this place is extremely wicked, man. Hey, with that, we're going to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makar, Kodash.
God belongs to the apostles, God to America.
Yo,